Double cup it. Pat still alive. The Guardians are thriving. The Yankees have all but clinched. We have an exciting, drama-filled week of baseball, Pat. I'm going to the game Wednesday, and I'm really excited about that just because, honestly, the Tigers are in a huge slump. But here we go. About 3 weeks ago, we did an episode about the Ohio teams chasing the New York teams. Since then, Boston has kind of crumbled a little bit, and Detroit's crumbled, leaving the door more open than I thought it would be for Cleveland. Now, the Yankees ended up winning, so that's fine. On the other side, the Mets, their demise has been pretty televised, and that's opened the door for the Reds. This is a huge week of baseball for everybody else. But what makes this the biggest week of baseball of the entire year is the fact that I'm in my fantasy baseball championship, and I already begun the sellout. I started cutting guys today to get more players. The thing about Mondays this time of year is that there's hardly any games.
Yeah, I think we have, 3 games tonight?
Yes. And so I went and I snagged Caleb Durbin. I needed
Durbin.
There
it is.
Yes. I
already have him in my championship going. So
huge. That's huge. Yeah. I also snagged Bryce Eldridge because defense matters in my league. He's a first baseman. If he gets to start over Flores tonight, he's going to get 2 points for every ground out, which is crazy.
Yeah. I'm really hoping for a pitcher's duel in the fucking Brewers Padres game today, because I have Freddie Peralta and Nick Pivetta both on my fantasy team, and they're going against each other tonight. So I need like a 1-0, 2-0 duel between those guys.
So I have Freddie Peralta also, and I have Contreras. So if it's a heavy strikeout
double
day,
points,
that's huge. That's a huge thing for me. The guy that I'm facing is 22-1 this year.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Are you his one loss
to me?
There it is. There it is.
But he also beat me pretty convincingly before that.
Okay.
But Pat, dog, talk to me, man, because we haven't really talked in a while. You guys swept Detroit in what was pure cinema. You did the live here. It was awesome. Yeah. Honestly, I think we should consider doing a live for either Thursday's game, even if it's you, me, and Tyler or something, I'd like to do something for that game because that'll be huge on Thursday.
Absolutely. Did you say, is Tyler going to the game on Thursday?
Dude, he thought he was, and we kind of got together, and maybe he's not. So I don't know. Are you thinking about going to the game Thursday?
Well, not Thursday. I'm thinking about going up Friday.
Okay.
It's hard for me to go up there on the weekdays. It's just like a lot of back and forth.
A lot. That's definitely
especially at that time of night. It's just like kind of a bitch. But I'm definitely debating going up Friday because the Guardians announced today. So I mean, we've seen the run that they've been on, and like the city's all geared up, but you can tell the team is geared up to get back home too. Like even yesterday after the loss, you wouldn't have known that the Guardians just lost based on how Stephen Vogt was talking about the team yesterday. Like they're all geared up to get back home to Cleveland, and Stephen Vogt said, "Hey, we got to pack this bitch out for 6 games in a row." And so the Guardians announced no fees on any tickets for the rest of the season. A promo that goes till tomorrow. So I think I'm going to lock in tickets for Friday, dude. I can't wait.
Dude, they want that bitch to feel like a playoff game, and it's going to feel like a playoff game. Like I literally, like when I found out that Wednesday I was going with Ray Horner, shout out the Ray Horner Morning Show, I was ecstatic. And here we go. Like, I don't know. Like, do I wear my Yankees hat? Do I go Guards hat? Do I go minor league hat? Because part of me wants to just go black New York hat and just like, just taking a look at my ops. And I'm rooting for Cleveland, of course, because I like and I want another
Boston.
Yeah, well, I just want a playoff game in Cleveland. I don't care who we play. For me, being a baseball fan is about going and seeing my team compete, and I get to see my team compete because I think since we've known each other, every time New York has been in Cleveland, I've gone to a game.
Yeah,
I think about every time.
Yeah, I mean, shit. That's how I was back living in New York. Like anytime Cleveland was in town, I would go to one, if not the whole fucking series, whenever they were in town. It was just always like a big week or weekend, whatever it was. So yeah, dude, it's exciting, but it's funny for you. I'm laughing about it. If you look at like your main ops are all kind of crumbling at the same time, which is funny for you because you got Boston that's kind of choked away this lead, allowing the Guardians to get back in it. Also, Houston blew the lead in the West. Now they're tied with Cleveland right now for the last wild card spot. But it's funny because Cleveland actually owns the tiebreaker on Houston. So shout out the Tribe. They really hold that final wild card spot as of now. I guess Detroit is not really a total op of yours, but you did mention today how Glaber chose him, so it's a little salty.
Well, my thing is like just separately, the Yankees fan in me, I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic, Pat, that the Mets and Tigers might miss a playoff spot because Juan Soto, here we go. My thing with Juan Soto is that he had a lot to say on his way out about why he left, trying to point to everything except for the money. But Pat, why did he leave the Yankees?
It was the money.
So when that happens and he tries to prove it's not about the money, and he says stuff like better chance to win, better chance moving forward, roster construction, farm team stuff. I like that he chose the money, and in year one, when it was a better chance to win, he's having a career year, best year of his entire career, and they might miss the playoffs. So I like that, especially given how the Yankees roster construction is and how the homegrown talent's been fantastic. Also, you mentioned all my ops. You did not mention Toronto, who has lost 4 of their last 5, big dog. Propping the door.
I was going to say, you guys are what, 2 games back of the division?
We're 2 games back of the division, and Boston starts a series with Toronto tomorrow. So I don't know how to feel or think about that. When I think I'm just rooting for a sweep, but because I don't know. I generally
either
don't
way,
know
right? I guess you're rooting for a sweep either way, right?
Yeah, and I guess the fear is like you don't want Boston to feel hot and feel good going into the postseason, but also if you can win the division, you would love to win the division.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I don't know. My question to you is, I know Boston's been slumping right now. Is there a part of you that wants to face them in the playoffs because of how they've played the last month of the year, or are you more concerned with how Boston has played New York in general over the course of the year that you maybe don't want to play them in the wild card round?
I think Boston is 2 bats short to be a real playoff dangerous team. I think that the loss of Roman Anthony really makes their lineup pretty pedestrian. And their only pitcher that concerns me is Crochet. And in a 3-game set, obviously that's terrifying. But I think they don't have the pitching to go blow for blow with us. So I'm not super worried about that.
No, dude, that it would be interesting.
They don't have the pitching to go blow for blow with us.
Because I think Crochet obviously would be, it'd be a hell of a game between Crochet and Fried, a hell of a matchup. And then, I don't know. I think
it would be Crochet Rodon. I don't think we throw Fried against Crochet.
Okay.
I think that's the right play.
All right. I don't know. I get Rodon's kind of been more consistent this year, which is crazy to think about. I know
Rodon's pitching run value is actually higher than Max's.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I mean, Fried had that really bad stretch there with the blister deal, but he's kind of bounced back. And the like you said, his velo's at an all-time high right now.
Ever since he met the squirrel, something changed. I don't know if you saw the picture of him and the squirrel.
Oh, he's got the rally squirrel going?
The squirrel ran up to home plate. They just stared at each other for like a good 2 seconds, dog. And then from that moment on, his ERA is 1.9.
Okay. Look at that. There it is.
All it took was the squirrel. But no, I am not. Our bats are ridiculous. Right now, our bats are ridiculous. Like I think the Jazz is having one of the best seasons we've seen a second baseman have in quite some time. Second best second baseman in the entire sport offensively. He just completed a 30-30 season.
All right. Well, here you answered one of my. I was going to give you a trivia question to start the show, and I totally forgot about it until right now.
Whatever you got trivia wise, 30-30 wise, like shoot it. I'm here.
Can you name the 6 players, 3 from the Guardians and 3 from the Yankees, to have 30-30 seasons?
Alfonso Soriano, Jazz Chisholm. Did Frankie do it?
Nope.
It's Hosey, obviously, is the one.
Yep.
Curtis Granderson. Bonds.
Bobby Bonds. Yep. That's the last Yankees. So you got 3 of the Yankees. You're missing 2 Indians. One of them you might not get, but one of them you should.
Okay. Grady Sizemore.
Bingo.
And I don't have the last one.
Joe Carter, who I always low-key forget started his career in Cleveland before Toronto.
Wouldn't have got.
Yeah.
Can you name? I believe there's 6 players to go 30-30-40.
Well, Josie's one of them.
Yeah.
Alfonso, is he one of them too?
Yeah.
Barry Bonds.
Yes.
Bobby Bonds.
No.
At
least I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I feel like I might have seen this stat over the weekend. But who else?
Well, there's 2 super recent that you should get.
Oh, Shohei.
Yes.
30. Wait, what is it? 30-30-40?
Yeah, 30 home runs, 30 doubles, 40 steals.
Who else were we missing recently? I said Josie, said Shohei. Oh,
Bobby is one of them.
Bobby is one of them. Okay, that's what I thought. So am I just missing one now?
Yeah.
And it's recent?
Yeah.
Mike Trout?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Which Trout might have it, actually. I think the Fox graphic was wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing this graphic, and I meant to look it up after the fact. Who's the last?
Acuna, big dog.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like, remember Acuna had
he had the 40-70 season or whatever.
Yeah, 40-70.
Yeah, insane.
Let's see. Mike Trout hit 40 home or yeah, Trout's got it.
Oh, let's go. Wait, I want to throw this up here. Boys and I will be at the bullpen early tomorrow to rattle Scooble, doing the 50 tap challenge before. What is
the 50 tap challenge?
Dude, so there's this I think it's at City Tap is the name of the bar right by Progressive, and there's this thing where you take like a red Solo cup and you pour a little bit of each of the 50 taps they have into the beer, and then you chug it and you get like a free t-shirt and shit. The fucking account I love, the Cleveland Menace account. He runs a promo with them all the time. So I wanted to go up there before having. That's gonna be fucking sick, dude. That I'm really excited to see what the atmosphere is like on TV tomorrow, because that place is gonna be bumping for sure.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be electric, man. I'm really excited, man. I think Cleveland deserves a good baseball team, and Cleveland deserves a chance to watch their team try to make the playoffs. And obviously, like, this will be one of the storybook games, because for the Guardians, the end goal is to make the postseason. I mean, that's the realistic fan goal you should expect every year. The end goal is not to win the World Series every year. Like, for the Guardians, the end goal should be to make the postseason, and then acknowledge that you have to have a ridiculously special, ridiculously hot postseason to win the whole thing. They don't get to be like the Dodgers. They don't get to be like the Rangers. They don't get to be like the Yankees. They don't get to just be really good everywhere. They got to be special and hot to win a World Series. And to make the postseason, you could play guard ball and get there, and it could be a feel-good kind of thing. So,
yeah, but I also think, again, at the end of the day, you got to get to the dance to be able to even fucking win it. So,
right.
Obviously, making the playoffs is the goal every year. And it's funny because, like, you look in recent Guardians, history, the one year that kind of went all in not typical Cleveland fashion was 2017. Mm-hmm. They go out at the deadline. They go get Jay Bruce. The pitching was healthy. The bullpen was a real weapon. They had the 22-game win streak in September to, finish with the best record in baseball, only to, get bounced by the Yankees after being up 2-0 in that series. And so it's like, it can happen like that. It happens so quick, regardless of what your lineup construction is like. To me, you got to get in the dance first and foremost. And the biggest thing, and that's why, if I'm being a delusional Cleveland fan here for a second, if we get into the playoffs, I will feel really good, and it has to come down to pitching. The Guardians have allowed, I think the stat is 28 runs over their last 15 games or something like that, something crazy.
Yeah. They've been really good pitching wise. They went to that 6-man rotation, bro, and I think it's really helped, and it's given you more length. And I'm noticing guys are getting to the third time through the lineup and throwing an extra pitch.
Yes.
That's been really, and that's like that is the essence of the Guardians pitching factory.
And you know when that started too? When they brought in Corey Kluber.
Corey Kluber joined with Kluber. It did not. That what you're talking about overall or this year? Because I saw the stat. That's such a deceiving stat, by the way.
I don't think it is.
Kluber got hired at the beginning of the year, so all he did was pull the pitching numbers from the first month and then the pitching numbers for the rest of the season.
No, but he was officially, I don't think he was hired before.
Yes, he was officially hired after the first month of the year. I went to find it because I was like, okay, what are we doing here?
I'll have to double check that.
I will again right now.
I do think
I want to give Kluber flowers, but I really think this pitching staff just settled in. And here's the thing: if it is Corey Kluber, awesome, I'm with it. But my issue with that stat is when he got announced literally a month into the season.
I thought it was later than that, but I could be wrong. Again, I didn't look to fact check it. But either way, regardless of whatever timing and whatnot, you're absolutely right. The way that these pitchers have been able to not only be effective in getting
Corey
later.
Kluber got hired in May, early May.
Okay.
So that's like beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But I'll give him his flowers. If it's worked over the course of the season,
yeah,
100% agree. I do think, though, that cutoff is tricky because pitchers don't really settle in anyway early normally.
Yeah. Again, I think a lot of it has to do with these guys, like you said, just getting acclimated to, again, all these guys, half these guys are, new or relatively new to the organization anyway. They're all young. They're all kind of learning how to be, how to be a starting pitcher late in the season like this.
Yeah.
For a guy like Slade Ciccone is a big example. A guy like Joey Cantillo, who's never pitched a full season in the bigs before. And then you obviously have your Logan Allen, your Tanner Bybee, your Gavin Williams, who've all been there before to some degree, but haven't. Again, they're all relatively young. So the fact that all of these guys, I was going
to ask who's your 1, 2, 3 is all, like in a wild card set
right now. It's funny because I feel like it does change.
I asked you every show because it's like it fluctuates so much. For me, I'm pretty settled on what my 1, 2, 3 is, but I'm curious yours because here's the thing that you guys have. You guys have like Tanner and Gavin are 1 and 2 are locked.
They have to.
Slade versus Parker.
That's honestly, and the one who's getting slept on though is Cantillo. He's pitched really well, which I wouldn't be surprised if they went with him pending the matchup. If you need to go lefty, if you want to go lefty with one of the starts, I think Cantillo presents a great option. He also has the most major league experience out of the 3 of those guys, believe it or not, even though he doesn't have a crazy amount of experience. He does have the most out of those 3 guys. I think though, if you're going to make a statement, you throw Parker Messick because he's been an absolute dog since he's come up and has pitched has earned it, right? I know he doesn't have the full season's worth of, a resume to back it up, but through, I think 6 starts he has now in the big leagues, he's been absolutely dominant.
Can I offer you something?
Yes.
I think that because I trust Joey Cantillo in a game 3, I'm pitching Parker Messick. Parker Messick is in the 90th percentile in walking batters. Doesn't walk anybody. He's in the 90th percentile in barrel percentage, only 3.8. He's missing barrels. 29.2 hard hit percentage. That is 90th percentile. And then a 50% ground ball rate, which is, I believe, in the 83rd percentile. You're talking about a guy who doesn't walk guys, who misses barrels, and gets hit into the ground. That is perfect for game 3. The fact that he lives in the strike zone, his pitch count's not going to be a thing. The fact of the matter is his average exit velo is 87%. Is 87 miles per hour. That is good enough for above 80th percentile in the league. We're talking about a guy who in a playoff game, if he's going to get hit around and taxed for runs, it's going to be off really cheap hits. In a game 3, you can afford that. And if he loses it, Joey has shown us he can pitch in a bullpen role over the course of a year. The fact that I trust Joey is the exact reason I'm pitching Parker Messick, because Parker's bad looks like getting dinked and dunked around.
Yeah.
Slade Ciccone's bad is getting hit out of the yard because all those metrics are in the 1st to, I believe, 8th percentile for Slade. I'm going Parker, and I'm seeing if he can get me 4, 4.5, 4 2/3. And if he can, give me Joey Cantillo and then get me to the bullpen. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm backpacking those 2, and I think that is the obvious answer. And honestly, will surprise a lot of the baseball world, but it won't surprise us.
No, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. Parker Messick has the stuff that plays, for playoff baseball. I do think if again in this scenario, if the Guardians were to advance past the wild card round into a division series that goes 5 games, I wouldn't be surprised to see Slade Ciccone make a start there, depending on how taxed the guys are that throw in that wild card round. But again, I think, like you said, his metrics don't play well in terms of like what you want in your starter for playoff baseball. But he's also shown over his last 3 starts now, he's gotten his strikeouts have been way up over the last 3 starts, and he's keeping the ball in the yard, which is exactly what you need from him. So
you just can't risk him in a 3-game series. You can risk him in a 5. You can risk him in a 5-game series, not a 3-game series. I feel the same way about him as I feel about Luis Seal. Like I like Luis Seal a lot, and I will trust Luis Gil to hand him the baseball in a postseason game. I think Luis Gil's way better than Slade, but that's not a debate right now. But I would never give Luis Gil the ball in a 3-game series. Not this year. Last year I would have. This year, not quite. Because this year, obviously, like the thing I hate is like if you're walking guys because you have control issues, that bugs me. If you're walking guys because you're trying to paint, that's fine. I trust the control, and we can just start to attack the zone. So I would want Cam in my game 3 personally. But the Reds, man, the Reds just swept the Cubs.
Yeah,
sweep the Cubs.
And again, that's like that's a Cubs team, which I always point to. Teams that are coming off like a clinching scenario. Like I think it was Friday. I was saying, oh, I'm definitely hammering the Reds because the Cubs are gonna be hungover, man. This is when you got to capitalize.
The hangover Cubs, man. But look, they got swept, and now Cincinnati is sitting in a playoff spot. They are tied with the Mets.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, if there's Reds fans in here, but I believe the Reds hold the tiebreaker over the Mets, right?
Yes, they do. According to ESPN, who has the Reds slotted over the Mets are in serious danger. And also, I don't want to do it, but the Diamondbacks, despite selling, won 7 of their last 10. And Corbin Carroll got in front of a Mike Gamera and said, "We're looking to push to seal the deal to make the playoffs."
Dude, I'll tell you what, I would love it if Arizona were to find a way to make the playoffs, solely because I kind of love when teams get rewarded like that, right? Like you made the smart moves. You made the smart moves by trading Naylor and Suarez, 2 guys that you got incredible, value out of early in the season and capitalized on their value at the time. But you didn't completely sell, right? You kept your main core intact. Your Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, Geraldo Perdomo, like those are your top 3 guys. The one thing though is I don't think they have the pitching to last a wild card series.
They don't think they have the pitching, but those bats in
those bats will play.
That, they'll play, man, and the defense will play.
It'll be interesting.
They're a team I wouldn't want to see. They're a team I just wouldn't want to see.
Yeah, again, I don't know. To me, pitching is what helps you in the postseason, but I think in a wild card round they can upset someone because it's just you just got to win 2 games.
Yeah,
and you can outslug a team in 2 games.
They could offensively blitz you and rattle you after a game. Like if they go up 1-0, it's over. Yeah, and that should terrify everybody. But the Mets, how big of a failure would this be if the Mets miss the playoffs? Coming up, they've got 3 with the Cubs, then 3 with Miami. They're gonna get Horton, Boyd, and Minaga in those 3. Then they're gonna get Sandy, Perez, Cabrera. So they're gonna face some good pitching there.
That's 6 legit starters.
Yes,
Horton is making a case to win Rookie of the Year in the NL, but he's not going to. I don't think. I mean, you can make the argument, but then Boyd and Imanaga, both the Cubs' 2 best pitchers right now. I would say.
Yeah, bro. What's the fucking Migos song? You niggas in trouble. They are in trouble, bro.
Dude, we've talked about it. Sandy, the way Sandy's pitched in the second half of the year. Plus, did you say it's Yuri Perez and Edward Cabrera, the other 2? Those are their 3 best pitchers, dude. The Mets are in serious trouble.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And look, Sandy. Let me look at his post All-Star. I mean,
he's
dude.
Holy post All-Star numbers got to be crazy.
I mean, Sandy's been so good recently, man.
I picked him up in fantasy a couple times for a spot start because I needed someone and fucking been dynamite.
I stopped dropping him after his starts because of how good he's been here lately. And I usually drop him after every start. So I'm saying, man, you're gonna catch Horton, Boyd, and Minaga, Sandy, Perez, Cabrera to end the year, and you're coming off some nasty losses. I mean, you lost 2 in Washington. One of them, it looks like you're cursed. Meanwhile, it's not like your best player is slumping. Your best player is playing at a ridiculous clip right now. I think he just completed a 30-30 season.
Did he?
Yeah.
Which shit? I didn't even realize that.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, that is fucking nuts.
I was reading the data on him. You know what he's doing? You know what he's figured out?
What? He's
only running in breaking ball counts. And he's picking up something on the pitcher. And he's, I believe, 17 for 17 on breaking balls when he stole.
Yeah.
And that's what he's hunting.
Brilliant work.
He's turning those walks into doubles. He's a brilliant mind. I still think he's lame and should have stayed with the Yankees. But here we go. Juan Soto is playing really, really good baseball, and yet the Mets are still in a weird spot. And it's like the weird shit is happening, dude. Like the weird shit is happening. All right, let me look at his numbers real quick to confirm this. So he's got 42 home runs and 35 steals.
Just insane, dude.
Yeah.
You talk about the best statistical season. This was after he got off to a ridiculously slow start, too.
Right.
Like for him to turn it on like this, you got to wonder what his mental makeup is heading into this final week of the season. Like, how, like, fucking, what more can I do?
Yeah. Now, his OPS was higher last year.
Okay.
And so was his OPS plus.
All right.
But the raw power numbers went up. But I believe the strikeouts went up, too. Which it's slightly, but that's a trade-off that kind of happens, right?
Yeah.
When guys are hunting more. And also, like, you're no longer in front of Aaron Judge. So and I think that was a little bit of an adjustment for him to have less protection. Because there were moments through the season where Pete and Lindor went ice cold. So
yeah,
and you guys expand the zone, do all that. But yeah, can you tell me how many players in the history of the MLB have had 30 seasons?
How many players? Ooh,
yeah.
Fuck. Well, shit. We've just said 6 for Yankees and Indians, plus 7 if you can count Soto. Fuck. I mean, I'm gonna go.
We didn't do 30. No, that was 30 something else. Right? You were talking about 6 players that had 30, 40, right?
Oh yeah, which still would count.
Yeah, I'm saying, what were you talking about? Like with the Yankees question, what was it?
Oh yeah, it was 3. There's been 3 players from each Cleveland and New York that have had 30 seasons.
Who are the 3 in Cleveland?
Josie, Grady, and Joe Carter.
And then who are the 3 in New York?
Jazz,
yeah,
Soriano, and
for some reason I bumbled that in my head, I guess. Anyway, my bad.
You got it right.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, no. How many players in the history of MLB have had 30 seasons?
I'm gonna go 80.
No, only 49.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's been about over 80 seasons, but only 49 players have done it, which is really impressive. It puts it into perspective, like really rarefied air, especially for Jeffism. But yeah, no, Juan Soto, 30 season, and the Mets are still losing, and they're losing in like kind of disgusting fashion.
Yeah. Oh, it's honestly pretty frustrating. If you are a Mets fan, which I know.
Where did they go wrong, Pat? Like, where did the Mets go wrong this year? Is their development not as good? Like, is it because they have such hot and cold bats?
I think it's twofold. I think the hot and cold bats was part of it. I think they also anticipated Mark Vientos to really level up this year and kind of. I mean, he finished the year on such a high note last year that I think they were anticipating that to be, a full season's worth. I think they've been very disappointed with him, with Brett Beatty, with Francisco Alvarez. The way those 3 guys in particular, those are 3 young bats, high prospects that were supposed to be, middle of the order bats to complement the likes of Nimmo and Pete and Lindor before Soto even got there. So for none of those 3 guys to pan out has been really bad for them this year.
Soto said that basically kind of dissed the Yankees development process. Do the Yankees have a better development track record as of late than the Mets? Because if I would have told you at the beginning of the year that this year Ben Rice was going to be significantly better than Vientos, you would have said no way, right?
Yeah. I mean, for sure this year, Ben Rice has really carried, that for the Yankees. I don't know. I mean, we've got to wait and see with some of the other guys. I feel like Volpe's been a massive disappointment.
He's hurt. Doesn't count. This year's a wash. He's been hurt the year. It doesn't count.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I mean, Wells has kind of been a little disappointed.
Wells has not been disappointing. I will not subscribe to that.
All right. Dominguez
has not been disappointing.
All right. Then, hey.
Right? What's disappointing?
I mean, I don't know. These are top prospects that are supposed to be middle of the bat, middle of the order bats, right? I mean, especially Dominguez. We've heard about Dominguez for years now. If you don't think he's disappointing, I don't know what to tell you.
I think that people might think he's disappointing because of.
But I also think it's not really his fault. Like no one anticipated Grisham to be what Grisham was this year, right?
But here we go. But Dominguez is significantly better than Vientos, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say significantly better, but
like higher batting average, better base runner, higher OPS plus. Like he's better across the board. He plays less, and he's 3 years younger.
No.
Yeah, Dominguez is better than Vientos, right?
What
are we doing? What does that even mean?
All right, I guess Dominguez has been better than Vientos, but it doesn't mean Dominguez has necessarily been good.
Dominguez has been good. 47 RBIs. 23.
I feel like he's left a lot to be desired, but that maybe that's because I bought into all the hype surrounding him.
Well, I guess like what would have been a good season?
What did Ben Rice like? If he was putting up Ben Rice numbers, I'd be like, oh yeah, shit, that's what I've heard about.
Ben Rice is 26 years old.
I'm just saying.
Ben Rice is having a better offense than Bobby Witt.
I'm just saying there was no data to suggest that Ben Rice was going to have the kind of year that he is this year. We've heard all the hype about Jason Dominguez. There was no hype surrounding Ben Rice.
Yeah, well, I think the hype. Here we go. I think Dominguez is a 22-year-old. Him being an above league average bat and above league average base runner. I think it's good. I think here's the thing. Vientos is 25 years old. Like Vientos and Ben Rice are about the same age.
Yeah,
and so Dominguez is better than Vientos right now. So he's going to be better long term too. But whatever. There. Anyway, the Yankees' development has worked. While Volpe has been a question mark, he was good until the shoulder. But the other guys, I'm just saying, like Cam Schlittler, he's going to get Rookie of the Year votes. He's not going to win it. Obviously, Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson have that 1 and 2. That's set. But Cam looks unbelievable right now.
Yeah.
Ben Rice has been a huge developmental win. A huge win. Even Austin Wells, I think, is a win. Catcher position, he's done everything that you would have liked. You would have liked to see more pop, but as a catcher. So it's just funny that the Yankees young guys have panned out and not the Mets young guys is the point after Juan Soto went elsewhere.
For sure.
That's all. What are some of the keys that you're hoping to see in this next series?
For the Tribe?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, biggest thing is it starts tomorrow, right? I would love to see the Tribe be able to hit Skubal around similarly to what they did on Thursday when they last played. Obviously, only scoring 1 run against him isn't ideal, but they had traffic on the bases and were able to make Skubal throw high-stress pitches early on in the game, which I think paid dividends into John Kenzie Noel getting a pitch over the middle of the plate for him to hit a home run off of. And then it knocked Skubal out of the game early. We saw Skubal go 9 innings against us earlier this year. The fact that
pop it at 103.
Yeah, to get him out after 6 is a win. And that should be the mindset for the Tribe tomorrow is work ABs and try to get base runners early and make Skubal throw, high stress pitches early on in the game. That way you can get to that Detroit bullpen, which had a abysmal series against Atlanta over the weekend, culminating with Will Vest blowing a save on Saturday. They didn't have it. I mean, Charlie Morton. Oh, talk about Charlie Morton got DFA. Did you see that?
Yeah, dude, he's out the league, man.
You hate to see it, but
you do. I believed in Charlie, but that old arm late in the year. I mean, obviously, it's funny because I thought the Tigers were going to be able to be a really good team and obviously not miss the playoffs. You had questions about kind of them running out of gas. I think they ran out of gas a little bit later than you would have thought.
Yeah,
but it does feel like all these guys hitting their inning high total in Detroit is going to come back to kind of haunt them. And then additionally, I think that there is a mental block. I think they feel like the Guardians are the boogeyman and getting swept at home and then knowing that you're coming into this series and it's going to be a shit show. I think that is something that is getting to them because they are crumbling under the pressure.
Yeah,
they're crumbling under the pressure. They just got swept by the Braves additionally. And there was this guy that would always tag me whenever Detroit would beat the Yankees. He's gone silent on Twitter. I never replied to him. He's gone silent on Twitter because his team is folding like a lawn chair and not one of the good ones, like one of the cheap ones from Walmart.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Tribe bats look in Tuesday. And I'll preface by saying this: as much as I would love a sweep, I am okay with. If Skubal comes out and shoves tomorrow, not hitting the panic button, because you can still win 2 out of 3 and find yourselves in a tie for first place, which would then, and I believe the Tribe would have the tiebreaker in that sense.
A sweep guarantees Skubal will not spend his career in Detroit, and that's all I care about. Because if they blow this, come on to New York, come be a Yankee.
I honestly, I think it'll be a huge test. But again, I think you're right with a lot of the other guys on that team just running out of gas, both offensively and pitching wise. I mean, we go against Flaherty, who we kind of roughed around last week. He goes on Wednesday.
How do you feel about Flaherty out of curiosity?
I mean, I don't know, dude. He's been really bad this year. And
he's been bad and like nobody's talked about it.
No, I think because no one talked about it because Detroit was in first place all year. So there was nothing to talk about, right? They were winning despite Flaherty being shit.
Yeah.
And now
he's 8-14 with a 4.6 ERA.
Yeah, dude. After what was funny was that like his career was starting to go on the downslope before coming to Detroit last year and kind of resurrected his career.
Yeah. I mean, Casey Mize has been their second best pitcher, I believe.
Yeah. And we won't see him. I actually haven't announced a pitcher for Thursday yet.
Dude, it's Hinch. They're going bullpen game.
Yeah.
You're going to get a bullpen game.
Which they tried that.
They have no options right now. Like they have to go bullpen game.
Which I think bodes well for us because their bullpen has not looked good in recent
are you ready for this?
Weeks.
Who memes when it's Paul Sewald starting game 2 or whatever?
Oh my God. Could you imagine? Well, that was one of the memes all through our Guardians Twitter was like, oh, the Tribe is, sending secret agent Paul Sewald to go start the demise of Detroit. Sure enough. But no, dude, I'm excited. It's just, it'll be fun to play playoff baseball. And yeah, the goal is to take 2 or 3. Would love a sweep, but you just got to win the series and then you control your destiny.
Final call. Do the Guardians get in and do the Reds get in?
I mean, I'm looking at the schedule and how this is going to play out. Detroit finishes the year with Boston after playing us. And you have a Mets team that plays the Cubs and a Marlins team that isn't going to go quietly. Meanwhile, Tribe plays Texas, a Texas team, to no offense to our guy Ben Vargo, but that's really cooled off over the last 2 weeks. And then the Reds play a Milwaukee team who will have all but clinched the number 1 seed in the NL, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're technically 3 games up on Philly. So depending on how this week goes, the Reds might be playing a Brewers team with nothing to play for.
Yeah.
I'm taking both Cleveland and Cincinnati to make the playoffs, man. I trust in the pitching on both sides. I think the Reds pitching, that's kind of been hot and cold all year. Their guys are finally healthy, right? Hunter Greene's there, Lodolo's there.
He just had that complete game gem too.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, and I'll shout out my guy, Terry Francona. These are the types of games that he's going to make sure the Reds are ready to win.
Yeah.
And so I think both teams make it. I really do.
You've got the Mets missing the playoffs.
I've got the Mets missing the playoffs as of now, dude. Those 6 games against those pitchers.
Yeah. If they're going to lose all 6, and it's going to be, I cannot wait for the Frank the whatever meltdown. What's his name?
Oh, Frank Fleming, Frank the Tank.
Yeah, dude, whatever his name is. Hey, before we get out of here, bro, I just want to show you what Ben Vargo got me. Because it's sick. Uh-huh. And I welcome him to the New York fandom.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, dude! Big New York, big New York.
That is nice, dude. 42.
Yeah, dude.
Little Mo action.
Yeah, dude. Ben is officially a Yankees fan.
What's the 5 on the side?
I have no clue, but this shit's tough.
Yeah, that's fire.
Under a hoodie, dude. The mesh joint, dude. I
love a good mesh jersey, dude.
I'm saying, dog. Yankees Guardians playoff series. I pop out in this. Oh.
It's gonna be crazy.
I echoed so fucking much, dude. It was brutal.
Yeah.
Remember, I turned around. I was like, "See, if I comment on what you guys have on, then I'm the bad guy."
Yeah, but dude, that's you gotta know the territory, man. Cleveland, especially Cleveland.
Know your place. But hey, chat. This bitch is hard, ain't it? The navy blue with the white. That bitch is tough. But get me out of here, Pat.
All right, final week of baseball, man. Couldn't ask for anything more. Go Guards. Go Tribe.
Yanks, go Reds.
Yanks, go
Fuck
Reds.
The Mets.
And we'll see you. Yeah, I guess
we'll
Thursday?
see you when we see you.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But in the meantime, strike 3.
You're out.